Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have finished our decimal unit. But don't worry, that does not mean we're not going to do decimals anymore. We're going to practice and we're going to get our skills up so that we're perfect. Or as close to perfect as we can possibly be. So now we start our multiplication unit. Multiplication unit includes multiplying by two-digit numbers by multiplying two-digit factors by three-digit factors. We're going to start obviously with a one-digit factor, which is just as difficult as multiplying three digits by two digits. Same level of difficulty. Exact same level of difficulty. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you know your 1 through 9s, that's all you need to know in order to multiply and divide. No matter how big they are. If it was 17 factors, a 17 factor by a 12 factor, 12-digit factor, you can multiply if you know your 1 through 9s. Easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy. And I know that many of the people in here are like, this is too hard, I can't multiply. You can. And you will. Because you're brilliant. And I'm great. So we're going to start, as you noticed on the agenda, today and tomorrow with one-digit factors. This is an equation because it has an equal sign. R is just a placeholder for whatever the answer is. So we don't freak out just because we see letters. That doesn't change what we're going to do. Now the first thing I want to do, if I have, pretty much any math problem, but I'm going to do with this multiplication problem, is I want to get an idea of what my answer would be about. So I'm going to make an estimation. Remember, an estimation is done before you solve the problem. If you just get the answer and then round the answer, that does not do any help for you at all. An estimation is supposed to be close to your answer. The more you change the number, the further away it's going to be. But it's supposed to be somewhere close to your number. And that way, when you get your actual answer, you compare it with your estimation, it'll give you an idea of whether your answer is way off or not. Now, when we're estimating, we're supposed to try and make it do something that we could do in our head. Okay, an estimation needs to be easy enough where we can do it in our head. So if I were estimating this, I would change 2,831 to 3,000. Now is my actual product going to be less than or greater than my estimate? Less, because I changed this factor, I increased it. So my actual answer is going to be less than my estimate. Where's the decimal point in the number 3,000?
Nowhere.
There is one.
At the end.
At the end. It's behind the ones place. There's always a decimal point. It's behind the ones place. Now that problem I can do in my head. And when I do that problem in my head, what do I get?
9,000.
9,000. So now I know if I get an answer greater than 9,000, I'm wrong. Since we increased this factor to 3,000, that means my answer, my actual product, needs to be less than 9,000. So if you're looking at your paper right now and you didn't get an answer less than 9,000, then we've made some mistakes somewhere. It does not make sense to estimate or round your answer and count that as your estimate. Doesn't make sense. We always do the estimating beforehand. Now, if you know your threes, multiplication, this is easy. If you don't know your multiplication facts very well, we're all good. You have a multiplication table. It's in your journal. There's one on the wall. You can count by your fingers. I don't care. That's a tool. Counting by your fingers is a tool. But when you're multiplying, no matter how big the factors are, you're only multiplying one digit by one digit. That's it. I don't have to multiply 2,831 by 3 all at the same time. I'm only multiplying one digit by one digit. So if you know your 1 through 9, then that's all you have to know. Dallin, what's 3 times 1?
3.
Dallin, what's 3 times 3?
9.
Thank you. There's a lot of Dallins in here. Dallin, what is 3 times 8?
16. 24. 24.
24. All right. That means I have 24 hundreds. I don't want to carry around 24 hundreds. That's crazy. So what I can do is take 20 of those hundreds. And so now I have 4 hundreds and 2 thousands. So 2400 is the same as 2 thousands and 400. The 2's in the thousands place in 2400. So the value of that 2 is 2000. Now I have 3 times 2000 is how much? What's 3 times 2?
6.
Plus 2 more?
8.
8. So my answer is less than my estimate. Now I'm saying here, I really care about getting my answer correct. So I want to check with the inverse operation. What is the inverse operation of multiplication? Division. I could check this problem by having 8,493, dividing that by 3. 8,493 divided by 3. And if I did all my math correctly in my multiplication, I should get 2,831. There's no need to rush an assignment. You should always check it. Because the goal of doing work is to try and get it right. You may not get every problem right. I don't get every problem right. And I've been teaching for 28 years. I still don't get every problem correct. Yes. Now let's look at the second one. We have 384 multiplied by 2. These are called factors. 384 is a factor. 2 is a factor. Yes, sir. You want to tell me what you would do to estimate it?
I would round the 384 to 400.
Good. And everyone can do 400 times 2. Sorry, thank you. And everybody can do 400 times 2. 800. So my answer needs to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 800. More or less than 800? Less than 800. Because I changed 384, I made it into a bigger number. Now, all I need to know is my multiples of 2. I don't care if you look at a multiplication chart. I don't care if you count on your fingers. The point is to get it done correctly. If it's assignment that I'm giving, if it's a test that I'm giving, the multiplication chart is always allowable. If you had a test that you couldn't use a multiplication chart on, you could make one. And making one, you could use your fingers. I don't care. It's a tool. Your fingers are a tool. So, don't be afraid to use it. Now we do 4 times 2, which is 8. 8 times 2, which is
16.
So I have 16 tens, or 106 tens. 3 times 2 is
6.
plus 1 is
7.
What's the value of the 6?
6.
What's the value of the 6?
6.
No, the value of the number is 60. The value of the number is 60. Oh. Then, of course, we would check it because we want to get it done correctly. The point There are a million ways to do multiplication. There are many ways to do most problems. The goal is to get it done correctly. I know some of you have used the lattice method before.
What is that?
Well, if you don't know, then you haven't used it. And I can show you that at a later time.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, that's an area.
I've never used that.
No, it's not. I didn't know.
Okay, some of you have used the area model where you would do.
Yeah, I know the area model, but never used it. I mean,
Yeah, she spent like 2 weeks just reviewing the area.
400 or 300, oh, sorry. 487. So, and there are other ways that I probably don't remember. But the point is to get the problem done correctly. The point isn't to do it the way that I say you have to do it. The goal is to get it done correctly. And as I said, if you can multiply, if you know your multiples or can read a multiplication chart, and you know your 1 through 9s, it doesn't matter how many digits a factor has. I can have 31,286,489 times 13,286. And you can do it because you're only multiplying one digit by one digit at a time. That's it. You're going to have to add, obviously, but you're still only multiplying one digit by one digit at a time. Same as division. If you know your multiplication tables or can read a multiplication chart, 1 through 9, you'll be able to do every division problem that I give you. That's all it is. But I need you to believe in yourself, because so many people come in and the first day and they're like, I'm not good at math. Yes, you are. You're good at math. We just need to harness those skills and use them the correct way. And you don't get better at something unless you practice. I bet Joe is better at walking right now than he was when he was 3. You think?
Probably.
Because he practiced. Fell on his face a lot when he was 3. But he practices. I bet Isabella's better at eating right now than she was when she was 2. She probably got food all over herself when she was 2. But she's practiced. Just like any skill you want to improve, whether it's sports, whether it's band, whether it's typing, no matter what it is, you have to practice to improve. This is my 28th year. I think back to my first 5 years, and I'm like, oh man, I did not explain things well. I was not nearly as good of a teacher as I am right now. Why? Because I've practiced. This is my 28th year. I have practiced. I have gotten better. If you want to improve, you have to practice, and you have to believe in yourself. So those of you that tell yourself in your head, and I know those of you that are out there, that you're not good at math, I can't multiply, division's too hard. No, it's not. You may not be good at it yet, but practice will get you there. You got to be willing to do the work. Take the time. Check the work. How you decide to get there is up to you. How you decide to get there is up to you. If I was driving to Nebraska, there are several different ways I could go. My goal is to get to Nebraska. Okay? If I go one way and it takes me longer than the other way, I'm still getting to Nebraska. Your goal is to get it correctly. To get it correct, not correctly. To get it done correctly? I don't know. One of those sentences I said that might be correct grammar. I don't know. Okay? You got to believe in yourself. You got to trust me. And you got to be willing to do the work. Multiplication is Easy. You can use your multiplication chart. And the biggest multiplication we're ever going to see this year is going to be a 3-digit number times a 2-digit number. That's it. That's as big as it's going to be. The biggest division we'll see is a 2-digit divisor with a 3-digit quotient. That's it. And if you can multiply, I'm going to say it again. If you're able to use your multiplication charts or memorize your 1 through 9s, it's easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy. Just got to believe in yourself and trust me and be willing to do the work. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind today, subscribe so I can be rich and quit this crazy job.